previously with the explorers crew, they got themselves a new ship. Yay!
Woohoo!
That's great. Um, so things have been pretty chill for now. They're back on the seas and whatnot. But you know, Vinny has been. She's had some stuff on her mind, namely, uh, some questions she has now after swapping bodies with her captain. And it's that situation that leads to her uh making the decision to swap out her sword for her med kit as she checks it once, checks it twice before leaving the room she had claimed for herself, leaving her sword unattended on the bed.
And oh boy, was that ever the opportunity Sam had been waiting for. This tiny coconut had been just kind of rattling around inside the ship, um, just sneaking here and there, watching, waiting, lurking, of dealing tons and tons of healing damage out whenever he could get like a sneak attack in. Um, but considering how things are going, healing damage is the only damage he can do. So he's been trying to find other ways to make a nuisance of himself. And when Vinny leaves her sword, Sam gets to thinking, if he can't damage anything with a weapon that has no brain, what happens if he tries to use a knife that has a brain? And so, I think just for the heck of it, I'm gonna have Sam roll stealth as he sneaks his way in. 18.
Okay, yeah, you are the master of sneaking.
Okay.
You were hiding under the bed the whole time.
So once Vinny leaves, he rolls on out, jumps jumps into super sneaky action pose, leaps up onto the bed, waits to see if there's any reaction, and then grabs the sword and runs for it.
Hey, hey, you get your mitts off me!
Ah! Sam drops the sword.
Sam no longer hears anything.
He squints at the sword, and then he
The
kicks it a little bit.
eye on the sword, it looks like it's glaring at him.
Mm. He baps it for let's see how much. Unarmed. Well, his unarmed strike is just. He's a monk, so it's a little bit longer. He baps it for 6 healing damage.
For a brief second, Sam hears a very angry, "Hey!" before silence again when he's no longer touching it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think he's getting the kind of the gist of this. Um. Okay. It doesn't look like the sword can do anything to him. He is the master of the
Nope,
sword.
just a sword.
He just picks up the sword again and runs.
when I tell Vinny, what are you even doing with me?
Like Sam doesn't answer because apparently the sword can talk in his head, but if he talks aloud, he risks being spotted. So he scuttles down through the layers of ship sneakily, and then gets into his crate that he's kind of hollowed out as like a little hideout for himself, and then he puts the sword sticks it point down into the the floor and holds onto it and says, "Ha! All right.
Sword has been Sword's been yelling threats the entire time. The,
Um, it's also interesting for Sam that he can understand like what the sword is saying because it's kind of like a telepathic medium because he's
it's
been
also
picking up.
Grolix.
Yeah, it's also Grolix. It's like older Grolix, I assume.
Yep.
So it's a bit more understandable because like when the other folks on the ship are like talking, it's in common, and he doesn't understand common. He's been picking up bits and pieces here and there, but he's very happy to like actually hear some Grolix for once. Ha!
You you ruffian, you stick me in the ground, you stick me in the ground like a common sword of the stone, I'll have your head.
Empty words from a simple object. Listen
Simple
here.
object.
Yeah,
Simple
yeah, yeah,
object.
yeah.
Excuse.
You listen here. I'm the one with the
No,
limbs.
you listen
No,
here.
you listen here.
You
I'm
listen
the one
here.
with the limbs. I get to make the rules.
Oh, yeah, says who? Huh?
Says me.
Well, I say I don't have to listen to a lick of what you're saying.
Well, how about
Do you know
this
who I
then? And he
am?
like picks up the sword and smacks the flat of the bait into the side of the the crate for like 2 healing damage.
Oh, wait, that actually feels good. Never mind.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I keep on doing that. I think I'm getting sharper.
Wait, really? Like he does it a few more times. Bink, bink, bonk, bonk, bink, bonk, bink, bonk, bonk, bonk. Um, there's just a cacophony of like smacks and like metallic tings coming from the inside of this crate.
Man, I really am feeling like a newly forged blade. I could get used to this.
But this doesn't. But if I'm only doing healing damage to you, that probably means I'm only going to heal more of. Like Sam just kind of like sits down and sulks, kind of just like jabs the sword into the crate again, and then just puts like his back to it and pouts. How is it you can talk anyway?
He's still touching the sword?
Yep, he's got his back to it, like resting against it, like a support beam.
Well, I did say I'm no ordinary object.
Well, what are you then? I mean, besides a sword.
What am I? What am I?
Yeah, that's what I
Well,
asked.
my dear coconut headed friend, my brown furred compatriot, my tiny little man,
Yeah, Sam is just like
I,
Sam is just like progressively squinting harder and harder at you.
I am the blade of the great Lenora, the sentinel of Einquell, the most incredible warrior this side of the world? No, no, this side of the plane. You can also call me Quincy.
Quincy. Who's Lenora?
Uh, roll a history check.
History. Well, that's just gonna be a straight roll. A 9.
Yeah, you've got no fucking clue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, who's Lenora? Oh, please. Only the strongest warrior that Toonkind can offer.
Hold on. I
Chosen warrior of the gods. She could slay. She could single-handedly slay entire armies all by herself. You know, have you ever heard of her battle with the black worm?
no, but I take offense to this. I am the greatest warrior. Me.
Please, you could barely hurt a fly.
Ugh, you should have seen me in my heyday. My boomerang could circle the world.
Yeah, I bet you could maybe hit a butterfly if you
Hey!
tried hard enough.
And like, yeah, you go through another round of like, just Sam picks you up and starts swinging you like into the sides of the box. Futilely, but just getting, venting his spleen before he like just calm, like he's like panting and just puts its sword, puts you point down back into the crate and slumps against you again. Just, this is so undignified.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Here you go swinging me around like I'm some giant stick you found while walking through a forest. Absolutely no tact on you. Not a single bit of swordsmanship.
I could learn, but I don't think it would do much good at this
You
point.
could learn. Hmm.
I doubt your Lenora could hit a butterfly either with a boomerang.
Oh? Oh, really? Oh, you certainly haven't seen her in her heyday either. Why, I could go on about how she fought that god king. What was his name? Frederick or something? Real jerk.
Frederick, I have no idea who you're talking about. Listen,
Probably because
you're
you're an
just
uncultured
like
scroob.
like it sounds like I have no actual reason to believe that whatever anything that you say is true. Because right now you're just walking around with that pile of limbs.
Well, hey, Vinny is a perfectly acceptable minion. She might not be Lenora, but she's served me well so far.
Doing what? Getting body swapped? Stealing from
Okay,
old
that was a
ancient
fun time
temples?
frame.
What?
Uh, that isn't important. Besides, that's how she got me after
Not
all.
important. Not important. I'll have you know that I've been that that room that Vinny and her friends stole from. I've been guarding for years, and they just come in
Well,
and they
you
just.
didn't do a very good job of guiding it, then,
Well,
did
what can
you?
I do if I can't? Like I can't. I'm not even like holding such an important sword as you. I can't hurt anyone.
Oh, hold on a
I'm getting.
second.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We got a short break here. Hello, folks. Hi, Magic. Hi, Mud. Fred, the God King. Freddy. It's okay. He's finally getting out after years. Oh, Sam is. Let me see if I can pull him up real quick. Computer, please work with me. Yeah, there he is. Sam is a very small, very angry coconut. And he only does healing damage. Thank you. Oh, okay. Yeah, he doesn't understand common. He can speak Grolix, though. He could. He could speak to NG. He'd probably try to fight NG, because he tries to fight everything. Mm-hmm. Love through combat. Oh, I see a Marzi! Hi, Marzi! Yeah, though the catch is that nobody can actually damage him either. He can only deal healing damage. He only can take healing damage. And as a tiny little guy with a lot of anger in him, this has frustrated him to no end.
All right, back. Sorry about that.
Yay! Welcome back. Okay, where were we?
Where were we?
That's what I was. I have completely lost where we were. The last
Oh
thing I
no.
remember is ba 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 ba. Let's see. I honestly don't remember. What do you remember being the last thing we talked about?
Something, something. Can't hurt anyone.
Yeah.
Right, they were talking about uh the stuff he was protecting.
Oh yeah. I, that room was the is an ancient was an ancient divination room, and then that big tin can just comes in and takes all the divining rods, and I can't stop him. Like Sam actually just kind of falls silent for a bit and just like just
Man, you are the saddest excuse for a warrior I've ever seen.
like yep. There's another round like of of Quincy being smacked against the inside of the crate before like Sam wears himself out again and
Are you done?
yeah.
All right, listen here.
What?
I. You are absolutely pitiful, and that has caught my interest. I'm sure that with enough time, I could make a true warrior out of you. I did with Vinny, didn't I?
Like Sam is thinking back to like how Vinny literally put you down and then chose to pick up like a medicine kit instead. Right, warrior. But
Since he does not seem to
how
catch
could
on.
you do that?
Hmm. Well, first, we need to decide with your technique. Because
Technique.
seriously, you do not know how to wield a sword. It's not as simple as just swinging me around and hoping you hit something, you know? There's an art to it. It's an art form, Sam, or whatever your name is. What is
Sam's
your
fine.
name? Alright, Sam. And then we gotta figure out why the hell you only deal healing damage.
Oh, I know why. I got
And why might that be? Were you cursed? Was it is it just a thing you were born with? Are you actually the
no.
spawn
It's
of some medicine god?
oh, good grief! You never stop talking, do you? I was blessed, blessed by
Blessed.
my goddess.
Blessed. Man, that's a real shitty goddess.
Hey, don't you talk about her like that.
Well, are you happy with your blessing?
No, but it's a blessing. You can't just like turn down a blessing from a god.
Oh, please, you can turn down anything from a god if you try hard enough.
You blaspheme so casually for someone who claims that you're held by some great god warrior.
Not god, god chosen warrior. And
Chosen.
then those gods turned on her, so yeah, what do I care about gods? Stuck her in some damp crypt miles beneath the earth for uh, crimes against humanity or something. For eternity too. I'm sure she's. Whatever, whatever. This ain't about Lenora right now. It's about you and what I can do to make you, actually useful.
Well, can't believe I'm saying this, but why not? Everything I've tried hasn't worked out. So,
Great.
what's the plan?
Perfect. First, training montage.
Training montage! Okay, so how's this? Is it just like Quincy, like, teaching, teaching Sam how to hold on to them
First,
properly?
Quincy is teaching Sam how to make a proper training dummy to fight
Oh, okay.
on.
And, like a little mini montage of Sam like sneaking around the ship and just like stealing things from like the crew members to make it.
Yeah, pretty much. By the end of it, he's got uh hmm, hold on. Uh roll intelligence to
Oh,
see how well it's made.
okay. Let's see. Just gonna be a nice straight roll for that. Hey, that
Nat
20!
20.
Hot dang!
It's surprisingly lifelike. In fact,
Devotedly
uh
so.
yeah.
It probably uncannily resembles. uncannily resembles. Oh, jeez, let me roll a d4. Okay, it uncannily resembles Vinny, probably just to piss Quincy off.
You know what? I can just pretend this is some other robot that looks like Vinny.
Come on.
This doesn't even work because there are other robots that look like her. So, ha!
Like at some point, like at some point, Sam adds like Vinny in like chalk to the chest of the dummy, just to be spiteful.
You want to become a great warrior or not?
He wipes the chalk off.
Good. So, first, show me how you'd hold a sword if you're like going to stab someone with it.
Hmm. And being a tiny little coconut, it honestly Quincy's like a two-handed sword, really, in Sam's hands. So he just kind of like raises Quincy up above his head, like with the point of the sword pointed to the ceiling, like this.
No, 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 no. Not like that.
This is prime
First,
throwing position, though.
throwing. Do I look like some 2-bit javelin?
Oh,
Some
javelin. Like
toothpick?
he alters like the stance to like a javelin throw, like this.
N- you, you utter rude, but absolutely not. Just okay. First, hold me in both your hands. Show me the proper grip you'd use for a sword.
He returns you to the overhead stance,
All right, lower me a bit.
like an inch.
Just hold me out in front of you.
Okay, there we go.
All right. So, are you left-handed or right-handed?
Like he looks at both his hands. I've got both. I have
That is not what I mean, but I'm just going to assume you're ambidextrous then. All right. Uh, the sword then proceeds to explain how you're supposed to hold a sword properly because I don't know.
no, yeah, that's fair. Like don't like contort the wrist. Like hold it just like straight. You wanna using like the lower arm. Hello, Sooks. My kitty has decided to join me.
Hello, kitty.
Hi, kitty. You're very sweet. I'm trying to learn how to get my coconut to learn how to sword fight.
Yeah, he's gonna commit murder.
Gonna commit murder, Sooks. Probably not though, cause But anyway, yeah. So there's like a little montage of like Sam like fumbling the sword a little bit, it dropping Quincy, picking back up, and then finally, like, Sam, like, holding, like, a proper two-handed weapon stance for Quincy.
Ah, finally. Alright, now that you got the stance down, uh, try hitting the dummy.
Okay. I'm going to, let's see, I'll go into actions. And he's not proficient with it. So it's going to be, let's see, probably, is it going to be, like, take strength or dex, do you think, to wield Quincy?
Uh, Longsword is a strength weapon.
Okay, so it's just going to be a +1. It's very sloppy. That's a 9 to hit. It's not like the dummy's going anywhere, but it's a very wobbly, just kind of like whoomp. Kind of slides off the side of the dummy.
Ay, 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 that no good right there.
Well, I hit it,
Hmm,
didn't I?
perhaps I'm a bit too big for you. You are a pretty small guy.
Hey,
Hold on, let me try something. And before your eyes, Quincy turns from what's essentially a long sword, so it's essentially a great sword to Sam, into a short sword, or close to a long sword for him.
like,
Maybe a dagger.
like Sam's like suddenly able to hold Quincy in essentially just one hand and is just like, that's that's weird. You're weird.
I am special. I'm sure that's what you meant.
Yeah, special. So, okay, you're like a. Oh, all right. Uh, he's going to, okay, like a dagger. Um, he'll
So
try
now you
again.
can use Dex.
Yeah, a 6.
Hmm.
Yeah, like Sam just like looks at you, lifts Quincy above his head, and then just throws you at the dummy. You hit handle first and bounce off.
I. Oh, wait. Sword can't talk right now.
Yep. Ha! Hit it. And, like,
The,
he
the
runs over and
glaring
picks
daggers
Quincy back
at
up.
you again.
Yep. Sam runs over and picks you back up. See? I hit him.
I said I'm not a javelin.
Well, you're like a dagger now, so yeah, you're not a javelin. But daggers can be thrown.
Not handle first, you empty handed rocks.
Oh,
Empty headed.
empty head. There's like just like
Do you even have any coconut milk splashing around in there?
like you got any other insults to throw at him?
I've seen better technique from a 5-year-old, and I am talking about Meso here.
Like he just like turns around and like jabs. Yeah, there we go. He actually jabs you into the dummy properly. And I
I
do have
stand
to ask,
connected. There you go.
does it do healing damage or does it damage it?
Technically, it is the sword is its own person, and it is the one doing the damage. So
Huh. Huh.
I don't know. What would you rule that if Sam was wielding someone as a weapon?
Well, the sword would take healing damage from the blow, but the sword would be doing its own damage to the object. So, really
Oh
weird.
boy. Okay,
So I guess
so
you'd have to like roll like Quincy's damage, I suppose.
1d4 plus Dex.
Okay. 4. Okay, yeah. Like Sam sees like the small dent that's been put into the dummy and just stares at it for a little bit and like just pulls you out and then just kind of like feels it. It didn't fix it.
Hey, I knew you had it in you.
It didn't fix it.
All thanks to
Ah,
me.
ah! I take back everything I said about you. This is fantastic. Vinny's never getting you back. I hope you understand this.
What?
Yeah, you're mine now. All mine.
Uh, I I think I should get a say in this.
Mm-mm. Nope, mine.
Vinny could wring you like a dried dish rag.
Not anymore. I can kill them all. I can kill them all. Ah! Okay. Who do I take out first? Like, you
Yeah,
literally.
nope. The
What?
sword phases out of existence.
What?
Yeah, you're not getting me back till you promise you can play nice.
Wait, like,
Quite frankly.
can he still hear?
Yeah, it's still talking in his head.
What? Where'd you go?
Well, surely you wondered where how Vinny keeps me around even though she, doesn't have anywhere to put me. I have my own personal little pocket dimension I can go into.
Yeah, there's like Sam is just like sputtering for a bit and then like goes into like one of his tantrums, just starts like kicking the dummy like the little dent from the like where you hit it like heals up and then like just like screams with rage, runs around the ship, which is not like an unusual occurrence for Sam. I doubt the others really pay much attention to him. um but then finally just kind of flops back on the floor of his crate and just like okay, I won't kill the others.
Is there a yet in there?
Really, are you gonna make me promise not to kill them ever?
Hmm. Only promise not to kill Vinny and Meso. I don't like rats, and that other robot is actually, yeah, put the other robot on the list too. He's cool.
But he stole like most of the divining rods.
Okay, not my problem.
It is mine. Can I maim him?
Maim. Hmm. Yeah, okay. As long as you don't kill him or destroy his voice box or whatever. He's funny.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. All right, yeah, I promise. You know what? I make an oath to you not to kill Vinny and Mesa the child, and to only maim Lil Joe.
Perfect. Glad we got that covered.
Okay, now come back, come back, come back, come back, come back.
And before you're actually okay, first just hold your hand by your side like you are going to pull a sword out of your help. Wait. Oh no, what's the word? Of your sheath.
A sheath. Oh wait, like I think I remember this. Like this, like and then he you know is doing an approximation of what it would be on him because like there's no waist on this guy. He's all head.
Yeah, okay. So uh before your very eyes, Sam feels a hilt in his hands and when he pulls it out, it's Quincy.
You're back. Okay.
Mhm. Now let's get back to that training dummy. You still have a lot to learn.
Yeah. If I can only make a dent on the dummy, it's going to be harder to kill the rat. Okay, let's go. Okay. So is there just like another training montage of Like just Sam and Quincy wailing on this dummy.
Yeah, okay. During it though, uh, Quincy does pause to try and get Sam to try something else for a moment.
What? 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 Come on, we're making good progress here. What?
All right. First, I need you to point me at the dummy.
Okay. Like this?
Yeah, and then I need you to just focus really hard on it. Trust me, this will be useful.
Okay. Should I roll like wisdom to see how well he does?
Yeah, sure, all right.
Yee. Nat 20. Oh my
That.
gosh.
Oh
Oh.
boy. Okay. Yeah, you are laser focused, and for your very eyes, uh, you see an almost purple outline around the dummy, and well, you feel like you could really hit it really well because you've casted a Hexblade's curse on it.
What sorcery is this? Like he goes to attack, like, but like he seems like a little like uneasy about it.
While you're at it, add another +1 to your weapon attacks
Oh,
now.
okay.
Because, you know, you're tapping into the magic of the sword itself. You got Eldritch Invocations now.
Oh. Oh my god, are you like are we legitimately turning Sam into like a warlock?
Uh, temporarily.
Okay. Okay, but I'm assuming a 19 does a pretty good job of hitting the dummy. So,
Yep.
okay.
So that is also damage roll. So that's what's your proficiency?
Proficiency? Proficiency bonus is +2.
+2. All right. That's a 1d4 plus 3, 5,
9.
9 damage.
Oh. Yeah, so we leave a nice little hole in the trading dummy. that was this is getting easier. You're actually a pretty good teacher.
Yep. I ain't a magical sword for nothing, you know. Plus, now that I know you can actually tap into my magic, there's so much more you can do too. Like, uh, let's see. Point me at the dummy again.
Okay. Repeat of what he did before.
Now I need you to recite these magic words. And uh in your mind, you sort of just see an imprint a of certain gibberish words and Grolix.
Kavaratu Itaka. Come on.
Now, sword is also glowing.
Oh,
All right, try again.
okay. An 8.
That
The glow is like a little off-putting, I suppose. Quincy just kind of glances off the side of the dummy.
just all right. Try again. Actually, first, hold on. What is Sam's charisma modifier?
Sam's charisma modifier is a +2.
All right, never mind, never mind. Better off using Dex.
Yeah. 16!
Yep, that hits. So let's see. Branding Smite. That does
Oh.
extra 2d6. So let me just 1d4 plus 5. And then 2d6. That's that isn't the right number. All right, you deal a total of 11 damage, and the dummy is now glowing. Well, glowing more than it was.
Who? Okay, what's that do?
That, my dear furry little friend, is a smite.
Smite. Like,
Yep, you can use it
God?
on uh uh mm, maybe, kinda. It's a spell.
Like, Sam's just, like, squinting at Quincy, like, maybe this sword is so dismissive of gods because the sword itself is a god.
I don't know. Want to roll religion or
Sure!
arcana?
Yeah, it's just gonna be straight D20. Yeah,
Yeah, the
definitely a
sword
god.
is totally a god.
But obviously doesn't want to say it for some reason. A god in disguise. I'm not exactly sure how much of like Sam's thought process Quincy is aware of, but he seems to hold you maybe a little more reverently. Hello.
Yeah, Quincy does not notice.
Oh, okay,
They do not have the best insight or perception.
that's fair. All right, all right. What else? What else can you do?
Hmm. Well, there are several other spells, but for now, the most important one I think would be oh, the cantrips, definitely.
Cantrips.
All right, try saying these words, and you get another set of gibberish.
Mm-hmm. He he recites them the best he can. Kadado ikaba.
And you find that in your head you hear the distant tolling of bells,
Oh, that's weird.
and the dummy was supposed to take a wisdom saving throw, but it is a dummy, so it just takes the damage, I guess, of 1d12. 6.
Nice.
That is when you can't get close to your enemies.
Oh,
Which, try not to use it unless you really have to, because, you know, you are way better off just fighting head to head.
got
Not
it,
like
got it.
some ranged coward.
I'm going to let that one slide, but you're on thin ice.
Alright, now try casting this one. Another set of gibberish.
Ikabakaba. Udabadaba. Ibadaba dibadaba daba daba dee.
Alright, you see small purple flames wreathing sword. You casted Green Flame Blade.
Hmm,
Time to attack.
okay. Huh? Oop, no. There we go. 11.
Close enough.
Yeah.
I mean, the dummy is just standing there.
Yeah.
So you hit it, and let me just do the damage again. 1d4 plus 5. And you still have the smite going, so that's 2d6. And then green flame blade. Uh, so at the current level this cantrip is at, it does not deal any extra damage to the target. Instead, it deals fire damage to a different creature within 5 feet of it.
Huh.
So, uh, when you hit the dummy, uh, you didn't really have. Quincy didn't explain what the cantrip did, so I'm assuming you didn't really have an extra target in mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so uh, the spell, not really having anywhere to go, decides to just pick at random a direction to leap in.
Oh.
And the fires, after jumping from Quincy, jump to one of the crates that were nearby, setting it on fire. For a total of how much fire damage?
How much fire
Equal to
damage?
your equal to your spellcasting ability modifier. Which
Ah.
do you have one?
No, he's a Sam's a monk.
Okay. With a charisma of
Yeah, +2.
2. Uh
No
yeah,
proficiency
that
in it.
deals just 2 fire damage then, but it's still enough to catch it on fire.
What's that supposed to happen?
That was not supposed to happen.
Okay, I'm putting you down right now. Like drops it and then grabs like a blanket or something and tries to smother the flames.
Let's roll a d20 to see if you do.
Ooh boy.
Uh
A 17?
oh, phew. Okay, yeah. The fire is successfully smothered. Though, let me just roll something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? 1d3.
What are you trying to do over there?
9. Okay, don't worry about that then. No one notices.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah, then Sam, once the fire is successfully smothered and there nobody else on the ship seems to have noticed, he waits a little bit, like looking around like, okay. Goes back over to Quincy, picks him up. It's like, okay, maybe we don't use that one while we're surrounded by wood.
Yeah, that's fair. That is a cantrip best used when you are fighting someone who's standing next to someone else.
Uh,
Because then the flames will jump to them, and you can do damage to 2 separate people.
oh.
Uh, just in case that does ever happen again, though, and you find yourself maybe burning something you weren't supposed to, they say, looking at the charred remains of that crate.
Mm-hmm. Well, not so much charred. It's just it was singed. He was pretty quick on the uptake of putting it out.
Singed. Try these words and this hand gesture, and you get another set of instructions.
Okay. At the same time.
Yep.
Okay. He mimics the hand gesture and is like, Imala Dubada.
And Sam then feels a chill run over him as a protective magical force surrounds him, manifesting in spectral frost. He's now a frosty boy, and also has 10 temporary hit points.
Hey, nice. What was that?
This is a little something called Armor of Agathis. I'll make sure to cast it for a fight,
Is it?
because you never know when you need extra hit points.
It's gonna be this cold all the time.
Yep, get used to it. If
Like
it's any
the coconut,
condolence,
you can hear like the you can hear the coconut just kind of rattling as he's shivering.
while this spell is active and you have protected by the frost, anyone that hits you will
Die.
be hurt.
Uh,
Maybe die if they're like really frail.
okay. Hmm. I don't know how to test this out.
I don't know. Why
There's
don't you
like a
go
little light bulb that appears above Sam's head, and he like runs out and like
find Bildrat, find the captain. Let's
find
test it
Bildred.
out.
Yep. And jump cut to like 10 minutes later. Sam walks back into the hole, no longer rhymed in frost, and you can hear Vinny, I assume, in the background, or like Bildrat yelling for Vinny in the background.
Yeah, while this was happening, Vinny and Bildrat, their FPS was going on.
Oh.
So like Vinny, I assume this is how it's gonna go. How it happens. Vinny sees Sam with her sword, and she's like, "Oh, there it is. Thanks for bringing it to me, Sam." And then just Quincy returns to her instead. Like, well, guess all lessons done for today.
Like, can Sam still hear Quincy?
No. In fact, he gets the feeling that he kind of loses all of Quincy's magic once they've returned to Vinny.
Mm-hmm.
In
Yeah.
fact, he doesn't even feel their presence anymore.
Yeah. Sam yells something in Grawlix to the general gist of betrayal. How could you leave me? Ah! Just like has a
Oh,
meltdown, starts like slapping Vinny and Bildrat and just like having like just going nuts. Um,
oh, yeah. Are you all right, Sam?
just there's just more yelling and slapping, healing damage being dealt out
Hmm.
generously.
Hold on. Come with me back to my room. I think he might be in need of a checkup too. And with
Um,
that, Vinny picks him up, turns around, starts walking back to her room, and the screen closes in on one very angry coconut
mm-hmm, just like high pitched screech before it
as the
blips out.
FPS comes to an end.
Yay!
'Cause we got to clear out for the next FPS that's
Yes, we
going on
do.
because
We're
the
packed.
schedule is booked.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. We're gonna stop recording
Yeah.
and head on over maybe to whatever voice chat is available. Thanks to everybody
Yep.
listening at home. Love you very much. Bye.